Hi.
Hey.
Welcome to this week's episode of Walking in the Woods with Friends.
We're
on episode 6.
Ooh.
That's more than half.
Yeah.
Of 10.
Wow.
So, do you know where we are today?
We are in Tatapunamum Wood. Tatapunamum?
Tatapanamon?
Vitamita Vegemin.
Woods.
Yes.
And what do you remember what town? What town are we in?
Tiverton.
Tiverton, Rhode Island. On this week's episode, I have a good friend of mine, Chris Fielby.
Hi.
Known to locals as Bibble.
Bibble Babbles.
Like the Brooks.
Mm-hmm.
And how long have we known each other?
I might have to take my socks and shoes off to count that high. It's been a while. I think we can definitely count it at least in decades.
Yeah, like 20 years.
Yeah.
Let's see. A long time.
A long time.
Long time
ago.
So the other name for the nature trail we're on is Weetamoo Woods.
Which weetamoo is actually way easier to say than Tatapunamum.
Let's talk about like Native American history though, like on street signs and after traveling a whole lot, people are like, how do you pronounce that stuff up there in New England? Like, the word Narragansett is second language to us.
Exactly.
Or Aquidneck. Or Connecticut. Ow, a pricker! That hurts!
Oh.
But there's so many, what was that other, there's a peninsula here in Tiverton that I can't pronounce, and you could. What was it called? Not Anaquatucket. Nanaquacket Peninsula. Over in North Kingstown, where I live, there is a factory called Anaquatucket, and these are all very normal sounds in our language
Things
here
that
in
just
New England.
roll off the tongue in New England.
That's
like
right.
Quanakatog.
Or, well, you like nipmuck.
Yes.
Oh, you like the knick-knack. Nope.
Paddywhack. Give the dog a bone. If you can knick-knack paddywhack, you can nanaquack.
You're a fun guy, right?
I am a fun guy.
You know how much I like fun guys, right?
Oh, yeah.
Check this out. Isn't that incredible?
They say a lady on the left is no lady at all, though.
Oh.
No?
If you're never left, then you're always right.
Ah.
So it's good to be left sometimes.
Yes.
Oh.
Hey, do you see all this growth on these rocks?
Let me turn it around. Ooh, gorgeous stone wall.
I'm really liking it.
Oh, hey. There's been this thing that I don't have an answer for, and I've never really looked into it a whole lot, but it's bothering me. Have you ever seen green wood?
I mean, no.
We found some here. This is like, straight up, it's green.
It's green.
Wood.
No denying, that's green.
And it seeps through the grains a little bit, and it's in the grains a little bit. It's just bizarre. So, if anybody out there has an answer why this wood is green, and there's like it all over New England, please leave your comments below.
I blame the Easter Bunny.
Why?
Because he's dyeing all those eggs. He gets bored dyeing some wood. So we've been finding a lot more of this green wood, or Easter Bunny wood, as I'm calling it. And we're wondering, it looks like this might be some type of birch or ash wood. So maybe that's the type of woods that this occurs in. But you can see it's very crumbly and bright green.
Yeah, that's a really good piece.
Yeah.
We've wandered deeper and deeper into these woods. We've found on the map a very interesting spot.
Cellar.
Wood cellar hole. The cook family. If you want to see it.
I do.
Oh, here it is. Ta-da! hole. In our last episode, I was telling Alexander Wilkinson at the Chaffee Nature Preserve about an old road that you could see in the springtime being made of old cobblestones. There's one here.
We've been lucky to stumble upon one, and it's actually a really, really well-preserved two-track.
So like he was saying, the well-preserved two-track lane is just, it, right here, it's a little bit, one of the best surprises when you're out in the woods is coming across any water feature. I found a pretty good one here. It goes right under that bridge. And this is the other side. Very cool bridge. It's all made out of rock. On the map it's being referred to as the Slab Bridge. And the brook just keeps going. Very pretty. So we saw some princess pine, which is a cute little tiny...
little diminutive.
It's a little one. It's like a little tree.
Adorable tree.
It's like a little princess. Where on earth did they ever come up with a name for Princess Pine?
Well, you'd be surprised. I mean, most people think just because it's diminutive and really cute, we're going to call it a princess pine.
Sure.
Also, it's alliterative, so it's great. But actually, there's a great fable about the princess pine.
Ooh, do you know it?
I do.
Do tell.
Well, if you'd like to hear the story, I'll regale you.
I would love to.
Well, you see, once upon a time, there was a very young princess. And as most princesses go, she had an evil stepmother. Poor thing. So, one day, she was so sick and tired of being so terrified of her evil stepmother.
What'd she do?
She ran away. You know, you gotta run away at least once.
Yeah.
So she ran deep, deep into the woods by her castle. And she ran so deep and so far into the woods, she got terribly lost.
Oh no.
You know, there's not, clear markers in fairy tale.
And kids don't
woods.
have a great sense of direction.
Very
sometimes,
true.
You know, especially princess.
But you'd be surprised at how smart this princess
What'd she
was.
do?
Since she was lost,
Yeah.
she said, you know what? I need to do something.
Yeah.
I'm a smart, modern woman in Renaissance fairy tale land.
Yeah.
I know what to do. She found the tallest tree she could find, and she climbed all the way to the top of it.
Uh-huh.
So she knew, at the top of the tree, I can find a way out of these woods.
Oh, okay, good.
Once she climbed to the top of the tree, she could see she was really close to the castle. She was so happy. She felt so safe. But all of a sudden, she realized, as she climbed up the tree, all of the branches that she had used to climb up to the top of the tree had broken, and she was stuck at the top of the tree.
Oh no.
And she began to cry and cry, and all of her tears fell all the way down to the bottom of this big tall tree and grew into the princess pine. Hey, Jodi.
What the hell happened to the princess?
She turned into a burl at the top of the tree. Yeah, so, moral of the story, don't get lost in the woods.
And here's the Princess Pine. You can literally hear the teardrops falling, which form these little baby trees. Do you remember the Wampanoag Indians helped the Pilgrims when they first came over? And the famous Wampanoag that helped was Massasoit.
Massasoit!
That's right. Massasoit was the father to two sons, Wamsutta and
Metacom.
Metacom. So, weetamoo, who the woods were named after here, was a Native American of the Peconicut tribe, which was part of the Wampanoag Nation back in the 1600s. She was killed during King Philip's War, which is something I'm super passionate about, that I will go into a little bit more detail. It was actually it's referred to as the deadliest conflict in colonial times. Lots and lots and lots of lives were lost on both sides. Check out my other project, Walking in the Realm of King Philip, the history of King Philip's War.
Now, Jodi, you just said weetamoo was a woman?
Yeah.
But I thought she was an important sachem.
And that's the cool thing, is that back in the day, women were part of the hierarchy. It was actually a matriarchy back then. So the women ruled the world, just like now.
Just like Beyonce says.
All the single ladies?
Yes.
Chris, I just wanted to say thanks for coming out this week and being on an episode of Walking the Woods with Friends.
My pleasure. This was great.
Remember, everybody, get out there and explore your woods in your backyard. We're sharing history, one walk at a time. Peace out.
And that's our walk in a nutshell.